Guys, and welcome back to my channel Aviation Mentors. Guys, it has been very long since I've uploaded any video. So because I was busy with some work of my own. So now let's just continue our basic navigation series, and I'm gonna try and finish it up in the coming weeks. I will try to upload 2 videos a day so that I can finish it up for you guys before your DGCA exams. So let's continue with the topic and let's start with the series. Okay, so guys, have a look on the screen now. So if you guys have seen my previous videos, so I'm going to continue from the where I left from. So let me just change the page template. Okay, so guys, today what we are going to do is today we will be talking about the rumb lines. So the topics which are left for us to cover are the rumb lines, and then we will be talking about what is a nautical mile, okay, how to define a nautical mile, and then we will be covering an important topic of how to calculate the change of longitude, shillong, and shilat, which is the change of latitude. And apart from these guide, I'm going to tell you about what is your geocentric latitude and what is your geodetic latitude. Okay, so geodetic latitude, and after we are done with all these things, we will be covering about the rumb line distance and what is your great circle distance. Okay, and after this guys, we have an important topic of convergency. Okay, so guys, we have lot to cover, so these are the topics which we need to do before we can move on to our next chapter. So without wasting any time, let's get started, and let's start with what is a rumb line. So guys, have a look on the screen and understand this. So let me just write down the heading for you guys. So today we will be talking about the rumb lines. So what are the rumb line guys? So if I define rumb line, the definition of the rumb line says rumb line rumb lines are the rumb lines are the curved lines on the surface of earth are the curved lines on the surface of earth which cuts surface of earth which cuts all the meridian which cuts all meridians at the same angle. Okay, at the same angle. Now we will have to understand this thing, and before understanding this thing guys, okay, so this is the definition. So I'm going to highlight this definition for you guys. See, rumb lines are the curved lines on the surface of earth which cuts all meridian at the same angle. So now to understand this definition better and why we are talking about the angle by which the rumb lines are cutting your meridian, and why it is important for those angles to be equal. So let us understand one important term, azimuth. Now guys, when you study this chapter, nobody will tell you about the azimuth, but I am going to tell you about the azimuth because this word is very important for you to understand why uh, we take rumb line distances instead of the great circle distances when we plan a navigation. So let us understand this. So guys, suppose I'm going to take up 2 point. Okay, so let us take 2 point. So if you want to go from point A to point B, now how I'm going to go from point A to point B? So in order to go from point A to point B, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw one line from A to B guys. Okay, so this is my line from A to B, and from A I'm going to draw one more line. So understand this guys, this is your true north. So what is azimuth? You will understand this. This is your true north. So from the true north, if I go clockwise, the angle made by the true north, angle made by the line joining the 2 points, which is your point A and which is your point B, with the true north. So if this angle is 50-degree guys, so you have to travel, if you want to go from point A to point B, if you want to go from point A to point B, you need to travel 50-degree from the true north. So I'm going to mark this up. this is your true north. Okay, so this is your azimuth. So azimuth is always, remember, 2 points. Okay, it is always from the true north, and the second point that you need to remember, it is that it is always clockwise. So we are taking angle between the line joining the 2 point, which is your A and B, with the true north, and we are taking it clockwise. So let us take a different example. So now if you're flying an aircraft from A to B, all I have to do is maintain 50-degree angle from my true north, and I will reach my destination B. So let us take some different example, guys. Suppose this is my point A, and suppose this is my point B. So let us just draw one line between A and B. Okay, and suppose, guys, this is my true north, and I'm going to pick up a point from the point A, from the destination. So suppose I'm going to change the color so that you understand better. Okay, so suppose this is the true north. This, from my position, this is the true north. Okay, so I'm going to mark it up. So this is the true north. So guys, now as I have told you, from the true north clockwise to the line joining the 2 points. So if we go clockwise, guys, this would be my angle. All right, and guys, this angle would be somewhere around, say, 190. Okay, 190 degree. So if you want to fly from point A to point B, you will have to fly at an angle of 190 degree from the true north, and you will reach your position. So this, guys, is known as your azimuth. Now you will understand why I'm explaining you azimuth. So now see, let us just go back to our definition of the rhumb line. So the rhumb line, as I have told you, is a line. Rhumb lines are the curved lines on the surface of the earth which cuts all the meridian at the same angle. Okay, at the same angle. So now we will understand this definition. So guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one image for you guys so that you guys can understand it better. Okay, so let's just add an image. So this is the image, guys. Okay, all right. So here, okay, so guys, see, this is your rhumb line. Okay, this one, and it is marked here. This one is your rhumb line. This is your rhumb line. And now, guys, have a look here. If I'm gonna take up okay, if this rhumb line is cutting this particular meridian at this angle, and this line is cutting this meridian at this angle, and here it is cutting meridian at this angle, and here it is cutting meridian at this angle. All right, so guys, all the yellow angle which I have marked, this one, this one, this one, and this one, these all angles are equal. Okay, these all angle are equal. So this is the very important property of your rhumb line, that it cuts all angles of the it cut all the meridians at the same angle. And guys, have a look here in this diagram. It is very clearly written, rhumb line, constant azimuth. Constant azimuth means constant angle. So I'm going to write it out here, and I'm going to make it a star point. So whenever someone tells you rhumb line, always have this thing in mind, it is always having a constant angle with all the meridian. Okay, so as you can see, it is written constant azimuth. Okay, so constant azimuth means constant angle. That is the reason, guys, I made you understand what is your azimuth. Now what do we mean by constant azimuth? So guys, means constant azimuth means that if you follow a rhumb line, suppose this is my rhumb line, and it is going to cut my all meridians at a same angle. So if I am flying from point A to point B, guys, I don't have to change my track. I have to follow this constant azimuth, means I have to follow this constant 50-degree angle to reach my point B. I don't have to change my angle or my track till I reach my destination. Okay, so this is the property of the rumb line. Rumb line gives you a constant track from point A to B. So if you are flying from point A to B and you are following a rumb line, you will have a constant azimuth, or you can say you will have a constant track to follow. And that is very easy, guys. Okay, once you have set the track of 50-degree, you don't have to change it and you can fly from A to B. Okay, so now let us discuss some of the properties of your rumb lines. Okay, and then I'm gonna tell you why we take rumb line and not the great circle distance. Okay, so have a look here, guys. So I'm gonna write up all the points for you. Okay, so point number one, guys. Point number one is the definition, and the second point which is very important that I have told you is it is the line on the Earth's surface. It is the line on the Earth's surface having a constant true direction, having a constant true direction. Okay, this is the point. Okay, let's go to the next point. All parallels of latitude are rumb line. Now we will understand this. What do we mean by this? All parallel of latitudes are rumb line. I hope you guys have seen my previous basic navigation video, because this point will make it will be more clear for you if you have seen my previous videos. So all parallels of latitudes are rumb lines. So let us go and understand this thing. So what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna just draw a circle for you. So here is my circle, and now I'm going to draw a parallel of latitude. So guys, suppose this is my parallel of latitude. Here is my parallel of latitude. Here is my parallel of latitude. Here is my parallel of latitude. So I have drawn parallel of latitude. Suppose this is my 70-degree latitude, this is my 60-degree latitude, and suppose this is my 20-degree. Again, this is my 60-degree, this is my 70-degree. Now guys, these are all parallel of latitude, but understand one thing. If I draw, suppose this is my north pole, this is my south pole. If I draw meridians I have told you are the line joining the north and the south pole. If I draw meridian, understand one thing, that all the meridians, okay, all the meridians are being cut by parallel of latitude at an angle of 90-degree. So I'm going to take up a different marker so that you can see all the angles clearly. Okay, so let us just take a green. So guys, see, this parallel of latitude, it cutting the meridian at an angle of what? 90-degree. This is the 90-degree. Just a second. Okay, see, this is your 90-degree, this is your 90-degree, this is your 90-degree, this is your 90-degree, this is your 90-degree. And same here, they all parallel of latitude will cut meridians at an angle of 90-degree. Okay, at an angle of 90-degree. So that is the reason they are known as your rumb lines. Okay, so I'm going to write it down here. They means your parallel of latitude. They cut all meridians at same angle and are therefore rumb lines. So they are the rumb lines. Okay, I hope this point is clear to you. And now guys, let us move forward towards our third point. So here we go for our third point. So guys, in the third point, always remember that your rumb line distance is always, it will be always greater, it is always greater than your great circle distance. Okay, let us understand this point now. Guys, see, I have told you in the great circle that the GC distance, your great circle distance, is the shortest distance on the surface of Earth. It is the shortest distance on the surface of Earth. So okay, so I'm gonna take up another image for you guys. So have a look here. So let us take okay, let us take this image. So if I take this image, guys, have a look here. This is your great circle. So now, guys, in this image we are traveling from this point, from point A to B. So guys, great circle distance or the great circle is practically a straight line. I have told you in my great circle video topic that if you have to travel from point A to point B, if you draw a straight line will always be the shortest between distance between the 2 point in the 2D image. But if I want to check it in the 3D, a great circle will be the shortest distance between the 2 points to travel on the surface of the earth. So on the 3D image, guys, great circle distance will be the shortest distance. So as you can see, guys, this is your GC distance, this is your great circle distance. It is just practically a straight line drawn between the 2 point. But the rhumb line distance, as you can see, it is a curved line on the surface of earth which is cutting all the meridian at the same angle. Okay, so it will be greater. Okay, now guys, why great circle distance is short is, see, you are just practically joining the two line. Okay, and here when the great circle cut all the meridian, suppose the great circle is cutting this meridian at this angle, now it is cutting this meridian. Okay, I'm gonna erase this thing. Okay, so that you guys have better understanding. Okay, have a look here. So the great circle is cutting this meridian at this angle, and now it is cutting the next meridian at this angle. So guys, these two angles are not equal. Okay, so what do I mean by this? So I'm going to draw a fresh figure for you guys. See, suppose this is the earth. Okay, now on the surface of earth I'm going to draw 2 points. Okay, so let us just take 2 points. So this is my point A and this is my point B. Okay, and now I'm going to draw some meridians. Okay, so I'm going to draw it with, let's draw it with the black color. So this is your north pole and this is your south pole. So line joining from north to south are your meridians. So let me just draw some meridians. Okay, so we have drawn some meridians. Now when I travel from point A to B, guys, so if I want to take the shortest path from point A to point B, I'm gonna take up the great circle. So I have told you great circle is a circle which divides the earth into two equal hemisphere, and it has the same center and radius as that of the earth. That is the definition. So guys, on the surface of earth there will always be one great circle passing between the 2 points. Remember that, and I have told you in my previous video of the great circle this point. So please watch my previous video and you will be having a better understanding. So guys, see, now there will be one great circle which will pass through point A and B, right? So if I travel on this great circle, I will be having a shortest distance. But what is the negative of traveling on a great circle? Guys, see, the great circle is cutting this meridian at suppose this angle. All right, okay, just a second. Okay, yeah, so it is cutting this angle, it is cutting this meridian at this angle, it is cutting this meridian this angle, and it is cutting this meridian at this particular angle. So guys, all these angles, so I'm going to mark them up, this angle, this angle, and this angle. So I'm going to write it down here. All angles are not equal. Means, guys, I have a look here, it is the great circle but it does not have the constant azimuth. It does not have constant azimuth, meaning guys that if you travel from point A to B using the great circle, you will definitely reach your destination much faster as compared to a rumb line. But guys, you will have to change your track constantly, meaning if you are flying from A to B, so in track, okay, let me change the color, let me just take the blue. So going from this point to this point, you will have to follow a 50-degree angle. Going from this point to this point, you might have to change your angle to 60-degree. Going from this to this point, it might be some angle, say 80-degree, and going from this point to this point, it might be say 100-degree. So it is just an example to make you understand that if you're following a great circle distance, guys, you will always have to change your track. It will never be a constant track, and that will be a headache for you. But nowadays, guys, we have autopilot, we have the sophisticated navigation system in the aircraft, so you don't have to do it. It will be done by the autopilot itself. It will change the track on its own so that you can travel easily. But suppose guys, you are flying manually from point A to point B, then as a pilot you will always have to change your track to reach your destination B. Okay, so the one point is this: it does not have the constant azimuth. Okay, so now I'm gonna summarize. Okay, so this was our point third, guys, right? Okay, so point third, I'm gonna summarize with the great circle distance is shortest distance. Great circle distance is shortest distance between two points, but it does not have constant azimuth. Okay, please understand this, it does not have the constant azimuth. And whereas your rump line distance have constant azimuth. I hope this point is understood by you guys. Okay, so this was our third point. So let's move forward, guys, and talk about another point. Okay, let me just go for the fourth point. Now guys, Rumline, there is a property of a rumline. Rumline track always spiral up to the nearest pole. Rumline track rumline track always spiral up. I will explain this point. First, let me just write it down. Rumline track always spiral up to the nearest pole. What do I mean by this? And guys, all these points which I'm explaining you, 1 2 3 4, they will come as a 1 mark question in the DGC exam. So I want you to fill up the notes like I am doing out here. And if you don't understand anything, please comment in the comment section box and I will try my best to solve your doubt. So rumline track always spiral up to the nearest pole. So what do we mean by this? So have a look here, guys. So I'm gonna add up one image for you guys. Okay, so let me just take up this image. Okay, so if you take up this image, guys, all right, so this is the rumb line, guys. So let me just take a dark color. Okay, so this is your rumb line. Okay, and as you can see from the figure, guys, it is spiraling up to the north pole. This is your north pole, this is your south pole. So they all go and spiral up towards the north pole. So whatever your rumb line are, they will just spiral up and it will spiral up towards the nearest pole, either north, or they will spiral up towards the south. So that is the property of the rumb line. And now let's move forward to the next point, guys. Very simple point: equator is a great circle and as well as rumb line. So this point is very simple. How? Let us see. So if I, guys, draw this circle, okay, this is your circle which is the earth, and let me just draw a equator. Okay, so this is my equator. And guys, see, equator, so I'm gonna draw a plane. Equator divides Earth into two equal surface. It has the same center and that of the radius of Earth, and therefore it is a great circle. Now, why it is also a rhumb line? So, if I take two poles, north and south, and I draw meridians, so joining north to south, joining north to south, joining north to south, joining north to south. Guys, I have told you in my previous videos that equator cuts all the meridian at an angle of 90 degree. So, it is cutting all the meridian at an angle of 90 degree. So, very simple, cuts equator cuts all meridians at equal angle, which is your 90 degree, and therefore it is a rhumb line. Therefore it is a rhumb line. Okay, so guys, these are the 5 points about the rhumb line, and only and I have explained you what is the azimuth, and I have told you what is the importance of the azimuth. So I hope guys this rhumb line topic is clear for you guys, and the next thing that we're going to discuss about in the next video will be what is the nautical mile. So just to summarize this topic, I'm going to write up what is the important points that you need to learn from this video. Always remember guys that rhumb line, they have the constant azimuth. Okay, constant azimuth means constant angle, and constant angle means it has a constant track. Okay, always remember this, that you have to remember that if you're traveling from point A to point B using a rhumb line, you don't have to change your angle. But if you travel by a great circle, you will have to constantly change your angle or the track to reach to your destination. So guys, I'm gonna end this video right here right now, and in the next video, which I would be uploading very soon, we will be talking about the next topics that we guys have to cover. So guys, rhumb line is done. So next topic, I'm gonna cover these three topics, which is your nautical mile, Shillong Chilat, and geocentric latitude. Okay, so guys, if you like my videos, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and very sorry for uploading the video so late. I was occupied with some work, and I will try and upload more videos from here on, so that because the DGC exams still has a lot of time, and I'm going to try and cover the navigation. I will try my best guys. Keep supporting the channel, and if you have any doubts, please leave it on the comment box. I will try my level best to explain you all the doubts. And a lot of the students have asked me regarding the payload numericals, and I'm gonna make a video soon on the different types of the payload numericals, and I will be adding that video to my numerical series. So please go through all these points of rhumb lines, fade it down, and all these points are really important. They can get you easily 1 mark, 2 marks in your DGCA exams. And this topic is really important to understand your convergency and your rhumb line distance and the great circle distance. Okay, so have a good day, guys, and take care. Bye bye.